Welcome to Out Loud with Rob and Rachel. This is what happens when two ADHD brains come together and think out loud.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again to the Out Loud podcast. How you doing, Rachel?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing really good.
Good week?
Yeah, good week. Had some holiday stuff on Friday at concert, like Brooke's wife or whatever, and a wedding last night.
Good.
The wedding
How was she?
She was great. I mean, it's not totally my thing, but it was good. It was supposed to be mostly. It was sold as more Christmas songs, but I'm glad it was. She did about half of it wasn't, so it was good. And
So you heard some of her songs?
Some of her songs, and she did a lot of like cover type of stuff too. Like cover.
Did she do any of Garth's?
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. But it was good. It's just a night out.
Yeah,
quote, It's just
a night. And my grandmother used to say, "It's a night spent."
Yeah, everything doesn't have to be exciting,
right? Or the best of the best.
It's more, for me, it's more about, it wasn't a waste of time. If it's not a waste of time, I'm fine with it.
Right. And you enjoy, it was enjoyable. You weren't hating being there, which is another thing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
If you don't absolutely hate being there, then it was worth it, right?
Yeah.
I went to a paint and sip on Friday night.
We're at in town, or?
Yeah. Needless to say, it was a night spent. Not a successful one on my part at all. It went right from my car to the back where the garbage goes out. No, it's unacceptable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's unacceptable for public viewing.
Wow.
Unacceptable.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to go out and say that.
Did you take a picture of it, or you didn't want any memory of it? Yeah, I know.
I actually, what's funny is that when I first started out, I went with, Nicole, and I said, "Ooh, let's take a picture of the blank canvases," right? And well, I never took my camera out again.
Oh, really?
I was like, forget it. No, thank you.
Did you feel defeated a little bit, or?
No, we kept saying, but we laughed a lot. So
yeah, that's good.
So that's why I'm saying it was a night spent. Like it sucked beyond epic proportions, right? Like my finished product was not good. But I really enjoyed, we had so much fun. And there was a woman sitting next to me with her boyfriend. And the woman they were young. Yeah. Like a full-on perfectionist. So what's funny is that her boyfriend reacted to her perfectionism so differently than me. I was like high anxiety, right? Like my circle doesn't look like hers. Why isn't it the same color? My mint green is too dark. Hers is much lighter. And he was hysterical laughing the entire time, just like looking at hers, looking at his, laughing. And and at the end, I said, "You really?" He goes, "Oh my God, I gave up right as soon as for direction number 2. It was just a joke to me." And I was like, I was caving to the pressure. She was hysterical laughing at both of us.
Funny.
I won't do that again. I mean, it's fun if you're with friends, the whole experience. It's an experience, right? And I do love experiences. I do. I like walking away with a memory, or, I don't love just I don't like just tangible things. I need to experience it, the whole thing. So that's why I'm all for things like that. But I don't know that I would go back. I'm not that person.
You did it. You don't like it now.
Exactly. Yeah. And then if it doesn't look good, I'm not displaying it. So it literally is like throwing.
I wonder if anybody displays those things anyway. Where do you put something like that?
I think if you have a basement or a second bedroom, I imagine if your kids did it, then it would go with their room or something. Yeah. But me I'm not putting that over there. It's not going in my bathroom. I don't have a basement, so it's not going there. No.
Oh, that's so
It's in the garbage tonight, garbage night.
So last week we started off with I would ask you some questions and see if you can kind of figure it out.
Go for it.
What did you do? 50%? I don't remember.
I believe it was 75%. I think I got 3 out of 4 of them correct.
So these are pretty interesting, actually. I think you'll get the answer right on most of them, but the percentage.
Okay.
So again, it's all about you'll answer it, and then you'll say if it's a lot more, a little more, or pretty much the same.
Okay.
Okay. So here's a good example. I think you'll get this correct, but the other part of it might be a little tricky, but it might not be. Who racks up more student loan debt, men or women?
Women.
Okay. A lot more, a little more, or pretty much the same?
A lot more.
A lot more.
Am I right?
65%
I'm
more.
right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Why? Like, why do you think that? Like,
well,
why
I'm going to tell you why what came to, okay. I'm going to tell you what I'm hesitating because I don't want people to come at me.
I got to let them come
but I'm going to tell you what came to my mind initially when I was answering that question, and what fueled my answer was that traditionally I would think that families put more money away for the boy
absolutely
to go to college.
Yeah, that makes sense.
More readily.
Culturally.
Right. That's what I'm right. So if a girl does want to pursue higher education after a certain level, I would imagine more of it would have to be on her own than on the backs of the parents. That's what, but I also think, which I've learned, and I've actually counseled a lot of people in not doing, is, and I may be wrong in this, but a lot of people that I know, young people, women tend to go right away for the master's degrees and that kind of right from college. Whereas I see that some, and again, it could be just in my, circle.
Your world.
That the guys go and get the jobs first, and then they get the licenses or the MBA or the whatever it is, the extra from that point on.
And they might get the work might pay for it.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I find that I'm seeing more girls go right for that than guys do.
Wow.
So that's where
that was good. I'm actually impressed.
Thanks.
I knew you would get it right, but I didn't know if you would get that it was a lot more.
I also had a gazillion $1 million in student loans. So I'm speaking from personal experience. I have 2 master's degrees.
You're right.
And I paid for, that was all in student loans. Like I don't, that was as an adult.
Right.
So my district doesn't reimburse a lot. So that was on my back.
Gotcha.
So I think that was personal experience that.
All right. So who gets in more car accidents?
Women.
No. Men.
Sorry, women. I don't know why I went there. Because, okay. A lot, a little, or not. What was a lot? A little?
Yeah. So a lot more, a little more, pretty much the same.
Okay. So it's not pretty much the same. You told me that the men are on. A little more. A
lot more.
Wow.
Yeah. In fact, men account for about 70% of all fatal accidents and a large majority of serious accidents. Maybe because they're more aggressive drivers by nature, I guess. And that's why the insurance is more, right? Like my son.
Yes. I mean, I should have thought of that. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean,
wish you had that one back.
No, I'll take the X. I'll take the loss.
Yeah.
All right.
But 70% more, that's a lot.
That is a lot. But when I think back, and again, I do it. I always go back from personal experience, right? You deal with, from the perspective you come from. I think looking back on it when we were younger, yes, when I think about new drivers and my friends, the guys got into more car accidents than the girls did.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder if you break it down by age bracket, would it be different?
Yeah, maybe.
Right? Like if you honed in on specific age brackets, you might see a little bit of a difference than just
then the podcast would never end.
Well, that's true. But that's the rabbit hole that we go out loud.
Yeah. Here's a little softer one, okay? So nobody's going to get mad at you over this one.
All right.
Who owns more pets, men or women? Again, a lot more, a little more, pretty much the same.
I am going to say pretty much the same on this one.
Nope. You're
wow.
But men or women, though? You still got to...
Women, pretty much the same, though. I think it's close.
60% more women. So you got the women right, but it's 60% more.
Wow.
Yeah. I was shocked by that, too. But I could see just from my perspective, I don't want any more responsibility than I need.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 60% more.
Yes. That's so interesting, actually, though. That it's that much more.
Yes.
I know a lot of, I actually just saw, I was scrolling Instagram this morning and John Mayer said, like on his, I follow him on Instagram and he just put his dog down and he said that he's had the dog since he was like 19 years old.
Right.
And I know a lot of men, who, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought, I went that route today where everything's a lot more basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah.
I didn't do well.
I kept it short. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I have one more.
My competitive streak.
Who watches more YouTube overall?
Men.
Yeah. A lot more, a little more.
A lot more.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
That was an easy one.
Yeah, I gave you that one. So now you're like.
That was an easy one. Yeah, but that's you threw that one at me. That was like I was like a gift. Yeah. So I'm not taking that one. I'm going to take the loss. I'm going to take the loss like a big girl.
Yep.
I will.
You're good.
So I enjoyed this segment so much that I wanted to jump on your little like the way that you do it, except I'm going to throw some at you, and it's called Rapid Fire Guest Game.
Oh, jeez.
Okay?
All right.
So this is how the Rapid Fire Guest Game is going to work. Got it? Mm-hmm. Okay. I am going to name a category, and you have 3 seconds to say on the spot, in the moment, who comes to your head that you would want sitting in those seats in that category.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay, dead or alive or just alive?
Nope, they're alive at this moment.
All right.
That they're alive at this moment. That's the categories that we're talking about.
This will be a little tough, but fun for me.
Okay. So, yeah, and it has to be, and then you have to explain why that person came to your mind in that moment. Like what would...
And it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be famous.
No, absolutely.
Okay. All right. I hope I don't get too corny with it.
Well, that's all right. Yeah. That's all right. All right. So,
I want to say one thing.
Okay.
Just because I mention someone's name doesn't mean I agree with her.
Right.
Or like them, so don't get your panties up in an uproar.
I have to disclaimer, right. Like, I have to disclaimer. Like, Rob and I set out to do this podcast, and we purposely steer clear of, right, would you say political?
Yeah.
Controversial things like that, because the world is filled with a bunch of crap and toxicity as it relates to those
it's too biased.
Exactly.
Too. People are just way too biased.
So these topics will not be that.
Okay.
It won't. I purposely made sure that they were not going to get anybody too riled up.
Yeah, because I get in trouble because I'm interested in someone. People assume that I like them. It has nothing to. One doesn't have.
I like to call it a growth mindset.
Yeah.
I like to use that very often because I think you need to have a growth mindset in this world, and I actually believe you and I think very similarly in that respect.
Right.
That even if you disagree with what the person is saying, you need to give them a safe space to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah.
No matter what, right? As long as it's not hurting somebody else.
Yeah, and for me, it's almost it's similar to a place of empathy. I want to see where they're at. Right. I want to be in their shoes and see why they think that way. Right. And sometimes you could still disagree, but understand why they feel the way they
exactly.
think. Yeah,
exactly. And it would be a more acceptable world if we did that, correct?
Right, yeah.
I mean, I agree.
But that's the...
All right. Rapid fire.
No, I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous.
I'm not going in order. I'm going to give you a good one.
All right.
I'm going to give you an easy one first so that I can ease you into and get, ease some of your anxiety.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Music artist.
LL Cool J.
Why?
Just because he was part of my childhood. He was really probably the first musician that I really liked. Not that I related to him so much, but I just liked his style of music, the rap music. Plus, it was kind of hard, like a rock, and I had no musical identity back then.
Interesting.
And
musical identity.
Yeah.
Do you think you do now? What is a musical identity?
Yeah, no, I do.
Fascinating term.
Just something that I can relate to. I told you I couldn't relate to 80s rock in the last podcast. I just couldn't connect with it.
So then if I listen to, literally, eclectic doesn't even scratch the surface for like my music taste. So what would my musical identity be? Crazy?
Yeah, I don't know. Like mine now is mine now is 90s alternative, like or early 2000 pop. Alternative, like Train or something.
I'm that meme where there's that woman sitting in the car and you can literally turn on any song and she's jamming or singing to Neil Diamond or strumming to Kenny. That's me. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting musical identity. I don't know what my musical identity would be.
I just made that up, by the way. I don't even know.
You did?
Yeah, that was just off the cuff. I don't think there's anything. That's just.
You just made up the term musical identity?
Yeah,
You heard it here. I'm gonna have to now. I'm delving into musical
and he's accomplished other ways through acting.
Musical identity.
He was one of the first ones that was
I want to know what everybody else's musical identity is. I think that's a great question to ask our viewers, right?
And I love
our listeners.
You know what LL stands for?
Lawrence?
Ladies love.
Stop it.
Legend and leather, long and lean. And I don't wear pleather. That's part of his lyric. I'm the ladies love, legend and leather, long and lean, and I don't wear pleather.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a ladies love.
Yeah. Well, he is.
Yay. Handsome dude.
He is handsome. And he's ageless, actually. He's really has aged well.
And he seems like a good man, too.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. He's always in on good things, right? He always gets his hands in things that are positive.
All right.
So the next one. Someone you personally know with a great story.
Oh, my friend Eddie, for sure.
Okay.
I heard his story a lot, but I never get sick of it. Like, it's just, he was somebody who struggled with addiction, and he's very open about it. And I was friends with him when we were younger, part of that. He was going through addiction, but I really didn't know, and I was a hard partier too at that time too. And the stories are just they're just funny. I mean, just really, really fun. They're funny
for you.
And he really knows how to articulate really well.
Yeah. He probably has very meaningful messages.
And the growth process.
Right. Well, growth mindset. That's I'm always willing to learn. Okay. Athlete or coach?
Coach would be my, that's an easy one, actually, would be my high school soccer coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
And the reason because...
You want to shout him out?
Yeah, Mr. Packer. He was, nobody liked him. A lot of people didn't like him because he was tough. He was tough in gym class. He was like that military dude. Yes. I would imagine a lot of girls back then didn't like him. Like he was. He was no nonsense. He was a tough ass. And so my senior year, so I didn't play soccer my sophomore and junior year because of some injuries. I was hit by a car when I was 12 and all that. So,
oh my God, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's another thing.
Yeah, so I decided to play my senior year. It was more because I couldn't practice. I couldn't do the hard practices like he demanded. And then I decided to play. And so I didn't really know. I was always good when I was younger. I never knew how good I was, but he never told me how good I was either. And it kept me very humble. I ended up being like all state.
Wow.
But I was shocked. I was getting letters from different colleges, and I was shocked. I didn't know I was that good. But he was always encouraging me, telling me to work harder, but he never gave me too many pats on the back.
That's so interesting that you say that, because I was watching last night. It's the 100th anniversary of the Rockettes. And I watched a special that they had on TV last night, and they brought back Rockettes that had been on it years ago. And one of the women from New Jersey, and I didn't catch where she was from, but she auditioned. She's older. She's in her 60s, maybe 70s. And when she auditioned, she went with her whole entire dance group. They all auditioned together. And she said that when you went in there afterwards, like that you knew almost immediately whether or not you were called back, right? Okay. So you left the room and you knew whether you were called back. And she said they took the bus the same, right, back to New Jersey. So she got a call back. And when she got into the bus, she said, "Oh, who got a call back?" And nobody got a call back. And she said, I said, "Yeah, me neither." And she said, I couldn't believe that I was that good.
Right, yeah.
I thought we were all amazing.
Yeah.
And so that's a testament to her coach, to her dance instructor, that she never made anybody feel more than anybody else. And that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. But the interesting about him, too, is, and you never walked. So we were a Group 2 schools, but we beat like East Brunswick, who was a Group 4, very good back then, in the county finals, in a shootout. Like we were beating St. Joe's or Lansing, like the bigger schools. Right. And we were always the underdog. We never knew it. We never stepped on the field thinking that there was even a chance of losing.
So he never was like, all right, this is going to be a little tough for you guys. Like, you're going to have to step it up.
They're afraid of us.
Okay.
That's we had a game against East Brunswick. It was a little windy. They canceled the game, East Brunswick. Oh. Because they didn't want to lose against a smaller school because their rankings.
The grit.
Yeah. We were the grit, but we weren't talented at all. Right. Like we were just in shape. So he ran us to death. We never got tired. So at the end of the season, you're fit.
And endurance is sometimes. Did you ever see that movie Wildcats?
Yeah.
With Goldie Hawn when she was the football coach of that,
vaguely. I
the high school team in the middle of like the hood, and they were all out of shape, but she that's what she made them do. She made them get in shape. So even though the other team knew all these fancy plays,
right,
they started to outrun them, and because she did the same thing.
Yeah. What's interesting too is when you bump into these guys on the team, it's a badge of honor that you played for them. That's what you talk about, like not committing. And this was the 80s. Keep in mind, people. This is when you threw up on the side of drinking water was a sign of weakness.
Yes.
Like getting water was a sign of weakness.
Right. You wouldn't do that. Like you held out until you couldn't take it.
Threw up.
Right.
And just dehydrate and it was wild. I wouldn't wear it any other way.
Would you have your kids be that way now?
No, God, no, not where they could die. I mean, no, but you literally.
So that brings me, actually, ironically, I'm going to sidestep for a second because that's not funny that you're saying, no, I wouldn't want them to die because it amazes me when I think of all of the things that were okay when we were growing up, that it's a wonder we are not maimed, severely maimed.
Well, we are. We just.
But I mean, no seatbelts. Okay, fine, right? We know better, right? No third brake light in the back of the cars. I remember that in 1986. I actually remember that was when the third brake light came. But the toys.
Yeah.
Not only were the toys not safe, they were downright dangerous.
Yeah, they're dangerous. Lacerations.
Kerbangers.
Which we have.
We purposely bought Kerbangers. Rob found them. Because we have to demonstrate for people how dangerous they were. And but even the amusement park.
The spinning thing with the
sit and spin.
Yeah.
What about sit and spin where you got off and you just fell over immediately? The whole purpose of it was to get you dizzy and possibly throw up.
Oh, God, that was fun, though.
And then my text to you the other night, just randomly about the big wheel.
Oh, right, yeah.
So my random ADHD.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but that was fun.
I don't know. I was thinking, I'll tell you where it came from. I actually was going to save it to tell you where it came from because I know that you were like, where did that come from? I was walking the dog, and in my development, we have bike racks. They have bike racks.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like those. Yeah.
Right. So, but what I found funny was that there was an e-bike attached to the bike rack. Geez. So it made me think about it that here's this e-bike attached to a bike rack that has regular, 10 speed bikes and mountain bikes and all of that. And it started to make me I started to go back in my mind of all of the different types of bikes.
Yeah.
And then I landed on
the big wheel.
The big wheel.
I had a green machine.
And I was like, oh my God, the big wheel is the Flintstone version of the e-bike. Yeah, it is that primitive. Who created a riding apparatus where the wheels are so thin and plastic that we actually went out on real streets?
Yeah, you went on the street.
That
and you the cars couldn't see you.
Could not see you. Yeah. So not only are you not visible, but you're driving down the street and you're trying so hard to get traction in your plastic, flimsy Flintstone wheel.
You remember the green machine?
What was the green machine?
It had two. It didn't have a steering wheel. It had two sticks.
Oh,
so you go fast and you would go like that. And spin.
I do remember that one. I mean, who thought of that?
You had to be tall to do it, because you couldn't reach.
Pogo sticks.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Pogo sticks,
and people are good at that stuff.
Really good. What about, remember the big balloon that you went like this, and you tried?
Yeah.
I mean, how many people got punched in the face with that?
So you might appreciate this as an educator, because when I was doing kabangers, I was like, this is why we didn't need occupational therapy.
Yes, it's true. No, you're 100% right. Everything was fine motor skills. 100%. I agree with you.
I remember and my kids had an occupational therapy, and they're putting string through a this is what they're doing in school. It drove me crazy.
Do you remember the little straws with the toxic plastic shit that came out of the teeth that you could blow? It smelled bad. It was such a chemical. Why were we near that?
No, I know.
But it was probably a really good fine motor and oral motor activity for kids.
Yeah, I used to do the erector set. Remember that?
I loved the erector set.
But it was a little fun.
The metal run, right? With the screwdriver and the wrench. It was a big wrench thing.
I was thinking about, not to bring it back to ADHD, but I wish my parents... Yeah, so I was one of the first people like in town that had a computer, had an Apple II.
That's crazy. Like, I mean, why? Your dad, what was what made him...
It was my mom. My mom was still alive. So I was like 4th grade. I'm not really sure why, but we were only allowed to play educational games. All right. So like vocabulary baseball, right?
Oh.
But I used to sit in front of it all day. But the thing is, like playing vocabulary baseball and these other learning games. But the funny thing is, every month there was a computer magazine. And it would have code that you typed in manually, and it would do something.
Yes, I remember. I mean, we did 00111111. Like,
right, it wasn't binary codes. It was more basic.
Okay,
it's a computer language called BASIC.
I remember BASIC.
Yeah. So what happens is you would type it all in, not knowing what would happen. Then eventually, over months, you would learn what the code is doing, and you would experiment the code. So I used to sit in front of the computer for 5 hours making my own program. I had a thing where we figured out, my neighbor was an alcoholic. We figured out how much money he spends in beer. It was just a calculator, right? But I programmed that, and it was like a funny thing. The adults were laughing.
What?
That's when alcoholism was still funny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was just like Walter the drunk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
the life of the party, right?
But I often think back, like, if my parents would have honed in, like,
on your skill set.
Like, he's sitting in front of the computer for 6 hours. Like, just do it. Like, zone in, not getting up.
I have to tell you, that's why I teach every single way that I was not taught.
Mm-hmm.
Because I try to pay attention to those things that people back then did not pay attention to. Like...
I know what's funny, too, is now, what do I like doing? I like sitting
in front of a computer, right.
I love the computer.
But why did you have to, which is what we were talking about a couple of episodes, which is that ADHD tax. You went around the corner and back again and back again to get where you are now because it just wasn't readily available. I mean, it was readily available, but not readily understood.
When last week you talked about how things like shop classes is where it got your well, that's what happened to me. I took photography class when I was 15. Mm-hmm. And then I was fixated on the whole process of it. Yeah.
One of the things, and I think this is what made me realize.
But I got you off track.
No, that's okay. And I think, because you just made me think about it when I said that I like shop class and, things like that. I went to sleepaway camp. I was very fortunate to go to sleepaway camp. And I think that's what really helped me to learn what I really like to do and how I like to learn. Because sleepaway camp was more of like a choice type of thing. And especially the sleepaway camp that I went to. It was a structured day, but you chose your structure. You chose where you went.
Right.
So you went to things that were literally enjoyable to you, and you eliminated all of those things that weren't enjoyable to you. And I wonder whether or not if you were given, I mean, I guess they say that it kind of is, but is it really choice? Like,
yeah, I think about you a lot in this aspect. It's interesting that you are a teacher because you have more of an entrepreneurial spirit.
I know. I'm stuck between two worlds. Yeah. I am. But I've recognized that about myself. Right. I truly have recognized.
That's just good that you can retire on the younger side. If you ever wanted to do something, you'll have time to do it.
And that's exactly what I had planned for doing. And if you and I are only, we only know each other really less than a year, which is great, unbelievable. But I've been trying to dabble in entrepreneurial things, and I just never knew how, and I didn't have the guidance. Yeah. And that's one of the things that is interesting, and I'm learning so much from you.
Oh, thank you.
Because you are that whole entrepreneur,
Sure, with the analytics and the way.
Right, and what things, you need to focus on and little things. And I am more of the organization aspect of it and the theme-based, I like those types of entrepreneurial.
But somebody like you could find a partner.
Right.
That's good at the other things. I mean, yeah. Right. So you can that's another avenue.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But I just find that it's really interesting that it's such an easy concept, but yet it's so hard to implement in schools. And there's so much pushback against it. That is mind-boggling. I was saying the whole choice part of schools is such an easy concept. Like that I don't understand why it's not implemented more. Like when you look at magnet programs and you look at really charter school. I'm not a big proponent of charter schools. I'm going to go out there and say it. I'm just not, because I don't think that.
I don't understand them enough to have.
And as a public educator, I'm just not a big proponent of charter schools.
I think the concept is good, but it's not ready yet.
I don't think what's fueling it are the right.
Right.
Why is the right why?
Maybe the concept.
Can I say that? Yeah. Right. Like some of the concepts are fantastic. I think the equity gets lost a little bit.
And you need it at that age.
In the pursuit for equity, charter schools have lost their why, I think.
Yeah.
So that's where and the equity is not there actually, as much as they had turned out. But okay, we digress. See, we digress. So going back to
one more thing with that though. Sorry.
That's okay.
So just being a small business owner, an entrepreneurial spirit, a lot of my networks, it's that. So, homeschooling used to be like a religious thing. So a lot of entrepreneurial type people, they have their kids homeschooled for different reasons. And the biggest reasons why, and I agree with this aspect with the schools, instead of focusing on what the child is not great at, let's just go all in with the few things he's good at. They're good at.
It's very interesting that you would say that, because I there was a point in my career, actually, not too long ago, where post-pandemic, so just to put it into perspective,
very recent,
where I was very dismayed with the public education system and the way that it was handling post-pandemic issues that have truly been very evident, that I really looked into creating an educational pod, my own homeschooling. I don't want to call it homeschooling because it would be in another place. It wouldn't be in a home per se. But I won't reveal
some of those.
I won't reveal too much of what my curriculum and my structure would be, because it may actually happen. But I would be very, I think it would be really successful.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I do think that what I have in mind, and I'm not saying that just because it's mine.
Yeah, of course.
I think I'm pretty in touch with what a vast array of children, students need.
Right.
From really, major cognitive disabilities to gifted and talented. And I also believe I think they can be educated in the same environment. And I think that it would be extremely beneficial for both aspects of the spectrum. I think that our country, our world thinks that they include people with varying abilities, but I think it's a very big smokescreen, and I think it's a lot of
gaslighting.
Yes, a lot of gaslighting, and really falls flat very often. And the intentions are good. I'm not saying they're not, so I don't really want to discredit anybody, but I think that they're falling short, very much so. We'll see.
Yeah.
So back to our
guys, man, we're off topic.
I know we are, but okay. So then actually, no, we're not, because now I'm going to go into, if you could speak to anybody, and I kind of think I know, well, no, I actually am not going to say that I know who you're going to say, but someone in the ADHD neurodiversity universe.
Probably that Huberman guy. I don't know if you know. Yeah, so he talks a lot about dopamine, ADHD. He's a Stanford guy, but he's just like a regular dude, like our age. He kind of brings it down, and he's super, super smart. I watched a lot of his YouTube stuff, and he was talking about the other day how he knows a neurologist, like one of the top ones in the country, and he asked this neurologist, like, what percentage of the stuff in the medical books is relevant, is up to date. Right.
Really?
So this guy because
literally the minute it's printed, it's out of date, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's why I have to tell you, I try to steer clear of using textbooks in my classroom, in my college classrooms, for that exact reason. I would rather use relevant, up-to-date journals, articles, TED Talks, that kind of stuff, because it's more relevant. Yeah, that's so interesting.
So he thought it was 50%. Like his guess was 50% of the stuff is outdated. And the neurologist...
That's scary, actually.
No, it's actually worse. The neurologist said it's only 20% that's accurate.
That's accurate.
Yeah. So it even happens, the problem with things like ADHD, actually, they do the studies, but the time it trickles down to the people that has to disperse the information, it's already outdated.
Of course
it's outdated. So, but it's really important to me, even though I'm not an academic, it's important.
It's so important to be.
But they actually call this the bias. It's a bias of authority, where I might be trusting authority too much, which I normally don't. But in this case, I like studies. I like to see, okay, 1,000 people, we did it.
Right.
And it's that. So, then you can have your opinions when you follow the studies.
Okay.
So.
All right. Next one. Similar topic. Well, not really, actually. Education and schools.
Who would I want to speak to?
Who would you want to speak to about education and schools?
Education and school. It would be more of an entrepreneurial type.
Okay.
Just because that's what I'm into. And I think entrepreneurial type is the way out of poverty, even more so than education.
That's so interesting that you say that. Answer, and then I'm going to add something.
I'm going to give you the type of person.
Okay.
Like a Mark Cuban.
Okay.
Or
I do like Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
I do like Mark Cuban.
That type of
I think he's very smart.
Yeah, that type of person.
Very smart. In so many different areas, by the way.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable.
Yeah, because I think he probably has a lot of the academics anyway, but he's an entrepreneurial. But I really think entrepreneurship, when I drive through areas like Newark and Irvington, and so one of my first jobs was I was a portrait photographer. And what they do is they put you in the low-income areas first to get your feet wet.
Wow.
And then you graduate to like Florham Park, Short Hill Summit. So I was going to high rises in Newark and Irvington and in Newark when I was 22 years old doing baby photos. And I used to be called my personal email is picture man something because all the brothers used to call me, yo, the picture man here. So like I was always safe because I was doing something for the community, right? But it was a bad area. These are the high rises. I mean, and I remember driving around, I was like, there's no fucking chance for these kids to get out. Like I really impacted me. Like, there's no way they're going to get out of that. And I was like, because they can't get in, the school systems are so screwed up that it's going to be difficult to get into college. And even if they're getting to college, they might not be ready. And I always thought at that time, like they have to start a business somehow. You know what I mean? Like they have to. Especially now, because you don't need much money to start a business.
Well, so I'm going to actually add to that, because last night, again, I had such an exciting Saturday night home. I watched the Rockettes' 100th anniversary, and then I watched CNN Heroes. Are you familiar with CNN Heroes? It's fascinating. No. Every year they have a whole thing where it used to be 10, I'm pretty sure. Last night, it was only 5 that they nominated. So throughout the year, they look for heroes, everyday heroes.
Yeah, that's nice.
They're not famous people.
Right.
They're everyday heroes who give back to their community or the world in some way.
Everyday people, extraordinary.
Exactly. Everyday people, extraordinary stories. So it was on last night. So at the end of the year, every December is when they have the award ceremony. And I guess they nominate the top 5, get presented on this, the show, and then the top winner gets $100,000 for their nonprofit. So last night, the 5 came on, and 2 of them had to do with pets. One of them was PTSD. She would go to like first responders, firehouses, police, departments, EMS with her dog. And it started out with just her dog, but now it's, there's like dogs around the country and they just go and hang out with them, and it just, makes people feel better. Great one, right? You'd think everybody loves, service dogs, animal dogs. The second one was a guy who goes in and rescues hoarding situations with animals. The third one was a woman who actually, she's a director in Hollywood and saw how much food goes to waste on the sets, on movie sets and TV sets. And she said, this is ridiculous. We have starving people and we're throwing away all of this food every single day. If you'll sign off on it, for like liability purposes, can I take your food? And she delivers it to the homeless, to people on the streets.
Something like that before,
so she was another one who was nominated. So that was 1, 2, 3. The fourth one, why can't I think of the fourth one right now? I'll think of it. But the fifth one is a man who he didn't grow up there, but he purposely moved into what he calls the hood in, I believe, Detroit. So he, instead of seeing vacant, destroyed land, he buys the land and creates flower gardens in these lots and employs
people to maintain it.
People in the community, former inmates, kids who need jobs, high school kids. And already, like, one of the guys that was interviewed, he said, I was able to buy my first apartment and I bought a car because of this. And they ship nationwide. He's who won.
Oh, wow.
He won.
Oh, wow.
It was fascinating. Like, I did not peg him as being the winner. I really thought like one of the animals or giving back to the home. I really thought, but and that's exactly what he said. I only bring that up because he said, that's going to save this community. He literally said exactly what
so funny.
Give them a skill that they can then capitalize on.
Right.
And that is there can't be more truer words.
Yeah. And part of the Mark Cuban things, because he's in technology, because technology is the only things that's going to save education. Teachers have too much. Teachers need help with the technology, meaning like, this is coming from a pure part of ignorance, just what I think about. But where if a teacher like you can have some AI software to say, this is exactly, put your input in it about this student and help you troubleshoot it. This is how this is learned. Don't go there at all with this student. This is how they're going to learn something. So it's the implementation of technology with education on a high level. And this country has the money to do it. The money we waste on shit. You know what I mean? Like,
hold on a second. I need to step back because you just gave me an emoji with the head popping off moment. So what you're saying is that if I write in, I have Rob as a student in my classroom. He is a visual learner. He loves computers. He's great with cameras. He can whatever. Right. He likes this, and this.
And we're learning about
give me a plan for how to teach this subject to this type of learner.
Right.
It could spit out for me a lesson plan, a differentiated lesson plan.
Right.
I do that right now. No. So I do use that.
Yeah, but
I use it more. I actually use that a lot. Yeah, and I use it more as more of a whole classroom rather than individual students. But wow, I'm going to do it your way. Wow.
But also, so where somebody like Mark Cuban would come in would be to scale this where it's designed for this. So ChatGPT is great, but imagine if there's a software that...
But there are magic. It's called Magic AI. So there is a program called Magic AI that is specifically for education. And it's an AI platform geared towards education. But I have to tell you, I've tried to use it before, and it's not as easy to use.
No, that's what I mean. To make it
easy.
Right. But there's no reason. Like, we have the money in this country that could do all that.
I mean, really, if you think about that, not only do we have the money for that, but that would be so much more cost effective in the long run, because how much money do school districts waste on curriculum that's ineffective for the majority of the students they're teaching?
Yeah, not only that, in the long term, too, the kids are going to be able to get better jobs. There have been careers.
And be more career and college, what they like to say, college and career ready.
Absolutely.
That's the buzzword.
Yeah.
If you want them to be more college and career ready, allow them to work at because quite frankly, would you agree? Now, again, I'm not in the corporate world, so I can't, but when you're given a project, right? So like you're hired to do a project, correct? You're hired by somebody to do a project. How much micromanagement actually happens after they give you the guidelines of the project that they want? Like, so they give you... Yeah, like so none, right?
Very little. A couple, but I tend to get rid of them. It's either you trust me or you don't. If you don't trust me,
So it's your assumption as the person that they're hiring that they will trust you enough, give you what they need, tell you what they want the finished product to be, and allow you the space to create your magic and then come back to them with that finished product.
Yeah, and results, like there's results.
It's not like that in the education
No, I know.
world at all.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of public education.
What's interesting to me is that they pride themselves as trying to be so corporate-like, but they're really not. And that is what I find with the education system is that they're towing two lines not well at all.
Yeah. So when going back to what I was just discussing before, just because I hate the public education system doesn't mean I don't support teaching. I think with technology, teachers need the assistance to do their job better. And it's there, like just to streamline it because time is money.
I think teachers I think they already are trying to utilize those things. I think the system, I think the system needs to catch up.
Yeah.
And I think the system needs to make it more accessible for us to have help because just historically, teachers have been on our own.
Well, we have enough people that do that.
Figure it out.
They can do that in a month. They can come up with a system for you guys in a month. That's what I'm saying. We have the money, and the country has the money to do it and support everybody.
Not only do they have the money, but they have the resources to be able to do it, and they have the resources. But I mean, the manpower, not just the money, the manpower to do it, and I think that there are people probably in the education system who have the wherewithal and the knowledge to be able to do it themselves.
Right, absolutely.
Because if you're going to be creating something like that, you need to know what we need.
Right. You feed it the information.
But you can't be an outsider coming in telling
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the teachers feed the information and the AI makes sense of it.
But the program itself needs to be developed with the input of educators.
Oh no, that's but it's just helping you find missing things.
Seriously. All right. Next. Motivational speaker.
Rich Roll. Oh. Yeah. So Rich
brainer for you.
Yeah, no, Rich Roll is one of the first people that I started listening to when I wanted to make changes. He has like a few hundred podcasts. I was the first one. I listened to the first one, so I was the first adopter to him.
Oh,
and
you were right at the beginning.
I sent you some reels of him.
I doubt. I watched them.
So he started out as a vegan athlete, ultra athlete, one of those guys that runs 200 miles and runs for 24 hours straight. But then he got away from that. So it's motivational mindset.
Okay.
Kind of tie in together. So yeah, he's a really smart guy. He's somebody who had an addiction problem, overcame it, and got into ultra athlete. But he's I recommend anybody to listen. He got away from mostly the vegan stuff and the ultra athletes, and he talks to people like Katie Couric on the other day, and I think and Mel Robbins on. So he started getting A-lister, where it becomes less interesting.
Well, right, because it's just filling spots. But it seems like
but he has some big names on now.
Okay.
But
all right. Someone you think we would clash with completely.
Clash.
Someone who would be the chaotic guest.
Oh, God. Ooh. Somebody.
It doesn't have to be a specific person, but somebody. What kind of message would they come bringing?
Well, it would be certainly heavily political.
Okay, so you think a political leaning guest would be the chaotic bringer?
Yeah.
Chaos bringer?
Yeah, because I think we're both right now are at the part of our lives where we're looking to get away from it.
Yes, I think you're right.
And
okay.
And I think we both realize that I'm certainly biased about certain things.
Right.
It's my bias that's arguing it sometimes, and
right.
And it's just it doesn't go anywhere. How about that? The conversation, nothing good comes out.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that.
I think that was a very good way to answer that. By the way, I do. What about a dream guest that you would be nervous to interview?
Probably be somebody political, though. I don't know, nervous, but somebody I would like to meet would either be. I'm going to go political because I am interested in that, but I think they can get beyond talking about that stuff. Probably Bill Clinton or even Obama. Probably Clinton. Clinton's just a guy's guy. You know, I don't know. I
want to talk to Bill Maher.
Yeah, Bill. I would be afraid with Bill Maher.
Me too.
So Bill Maher.
I would be nervous. I would love to.
I would be sad, I'm just not smart enough.
Well, right. Like he's just the other person that I would be Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper knows so much.
I would feel very comfortable with him.
I absolutely think you're right. I wouldn't be nervous with him because I think that I would really like him and he's such a chill guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So he would be my dream guest, but not a nervous dream guest. Bill Maher would be my nervous dream guest.
Yeah, maybe. We both like Bill Maher.
Yeah, we do.
He's probably one of my favorite political guys, like opinionated guys like that. Yeah, he is my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, he is my favorite.
All right, so I'm going to finish this up because we did go a little bit, off the weeds. But my final question, rapid fire mystery guest would be.
And I'm not being very rapid fire.
I know. It's okay.
That's all right.
I'm giving you your accommodation of extended time.
Yeah, thank you.
No, of course. I mean, if I'm nothing, if I'm not there.
My IEP.
Someone dead or alive.
Charles Bukowski. He's like a 1950s beat writer, beat poet. And,
okay.
And one of the things that he always made him special is that very smart guy. Again, a drunk, a lot of trauma kind of guy, and he wrote so simple. And I got a lot of his books in there. He wrote really simple. He never tried to impress people by his vocabulary, even though he had a good vocabulary. It was always very simple, and he has like the best poems, the kind that don't rhyme, that are really short, and some of the books, like he wrote a book just being at the racetrack with all the degenerates, and the way he wrote it, it just like he smelled the beer.
It was very.
He saw the people there, and everything.
The imagery was.
He actually got me into writing. Like I have a whole book of stuff that I've read in my late 20s, early 30s, and I used to write about everything. Like every time I went on a date, I would just write about it, like what I was thinking, and I still have all that.
That's called bibliotherapy.
No, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So bibliotherapy is writing your feelings. Like it's like there's actual therapies that are geared towards if somebody can't talk because they're so traumatized.
Yeah.
They write.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So it wasn't so much therapy. It was how honest I could be with myself. Right, like what I thought of the person, but even from when I woke up,
testing how honest you could be with yourself.
A little bit, like when I woke from the point when I woke up to certain things, I would write about experiences, like going to a club and I just wrote. I'll let you read some of them. So to this day,
when you look back at them, what are they like? Are they like, whoa?
They're all dark.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah, they're all very dark. But it's so funny. A high school friend messaged me and he said, you have to have Adam on your podcast, right? So, but Adam, who was my roommate in the 90s, and on LinkedIn, he'll message me, send me over that poem. And so one of the titles, I'll never read it. If the title of the poem was, it's like, it's not my fault, it's yours. Like, and it's so fucking dark. Like, it's so
really
holy shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, to this day, like,
are you glad you're not there anymore?
God,
right?
yeah,
like, does it make you think like, wow?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll pull it up after. I have it in my Dropbox still. I have everything in my Dropbox. Right. Some of it. Yeah. So Charles Bukowski, and he was a interesting life. Yeah.
I mean, there's a few people dead or alive that I would, for different reasons, so I don't think I could narrow that one down, actually. I mean, I'd love to speak to my dad. I think, aside from my dad, the obvious, Ken Burns.
Ken Burns effect. That's a video effect that you do on the...
What do you mean?
Ken Burns. So when Evo comes on the photo and the photo drips a little bit...
That's a Ken Burns effect?
That's a Ken Burns effect. Yeah.
He's a genius.
Yeah, so I don't really, yeah.
You don't watch Ken Burns things?
No.
Oh, you should. He just did one on the Revolutionary War.
Oh, really?
Just recently, yes. It's on, you can YouTube it. You can, and I mean, he is, and and I always liked him. As a historian, I've always watched his things. I'm fascinated by that. My mother is fascinated. It's just something we've always, as a family, like we
part of it.
Out of soft idea.
History.
So I do also, which is why I like him as a storyteller, because he makes it more accessible to us and more understandable and more interesting, so that you can learn these, like Hamilton almost, just more on our level. And he's just a brilliant storyteller. But I've been listening to, actually, now he has it on, he's showing the videos of it. But Anderson Cooper has a podcast called All There Is, and it's about grief. And I've been watching it, like you said, you've been watching Rick Rolls from the beginning. I've listened to Anderson Cooper's the whole, from the beginning, from the moment he started it. And he's had a lot of grief in his life, a lot of death. And he says that grief is death is the one, it's the one bonding thing that we all share, no matter what, where you come from, what religion, no matter what, everybody shares death, right? And grief. It's just how we deal with it that's different. But he had Ken Burns on recently, and hearing his experience with grief and death, his mother, he lost his mother early also, and how that fueled his storytelling was fascinating. So from that aspect of it also, because you and I have talked about maybe speaking to somebody, a grief counselor, something like that. So it just elevated him in my mind to like another level where now I really want to speak to him. So that's who I want to, that's who I would ask on. But I think that we would love to have any one of you on. So if this sounded like an interesting conversation to you, come on by.
Come on by. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Appreciate you.